All right. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are watching from. You are welcome to this program. While you are joining us, share the video, invite others to join. Wherever you are watching from. Before you share, don't forget to like the video so that the algorithm will help in sharing it as well. It's been a while. I have missed everyone, but desperate times calls for desperate measures. But I have missed every one of you, each and every one of you, and everyone has been in my thought. And I had to make sure I push myself to come online, but I believe from now onwards maybe we will always squeeze out time to make sure we do what we do best, because the enemy will think that we have actually given up, or may think that we have actually slept on duty. No, we haven't. We continue to push wherever we are, whichever space we find ourselves. We continue to push because we are going to push until something happens. So I am actually very happy, doing this once more, because this is exactly what I enjoy doing. Most of the time, the reason why I come online all the time, it is because I enjoy doing it. It's not something anything can stop. It is not something, there is no situation that actually will be able to stop it. There is no situation that can stop it. But the only thing it is going to do, it is to occupy my time. But once in a while, we will continue. I greet you all. Kara Gold. Biafra Ezenna. I greet you all. Ezeradi. You guys are very, very, you are very, very committed towards this struggle. It is actually, because each time we come online, we continue to see these people. It means that you guys are very, very, what does Mazen Nnamdi Kanu call it? Someone remind me what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu called that type of act, that type of character. You guys are very, very committed in the fight and the quest for freedom. And I know that we are going to achieve what we are looking for. Regardless, there is a saying that says that, it is better to be late than sorry. Or there is another saying that says that something good doesn't come easily. So we know that something good is what we are actually pursuing, and it will never come easily. That is the reason why we need committed people, formidable, Kara Gold. You guys are very, very formidable, and this is the character that we are going to use in order to achieve what we are looking for. My apologies because I haven't been online. My apologies to all my friends, well-wishers, fans. My apologies to all of you. But we are going to continue wherever we stopped. I know that even the social media, if there is something that the zoo were able to do, I can tell you categorically, it is able to clamp down on the media. That is something that they were able to do. Clamping down on the media. Anything that is going to be formidably, exposing what they are doing, they continue to clamp down on it. Because, one thing that it is not as if that what they are clamping down on the media is stopping us from doing what we need to do wherever we found ourselves. It is not going to stop the agitation or stop the awareness campaign in every way possible that we are able to pursue it, but they are able to achieve clamping down on the media. Do you know why? Because they foresaw also that this time around it is the time you need the media the most. This is going to be the toughest time. This is going to be the time of most, you are going to undergo most economic challenges. That is the reason why they had to clamp down the media. They had to even say that people who are going to contravene the laws that is going to be set up by the new government, you are going to take 3 years jail time. Now, you understand that it is not about, when we say that they are clamping down on the media, they are, you will understand that it is as if it wasn't enough. They started pushing a narrative to enact a law that will give you 3 years jail time when you are there in the media space and you are now exposing the atrocities of this same government without you being, political about it, or without you being politically correct or diplomatic correct. Because I believe and I know that the only thing the media was, the only thing that the media want us to be is to be politically correct or diplomatically correct, like sugarcoat what we're supposed to give out there. It is quite unfortunate because we don't know how to sugarcoat it, because we speak it the way it is. And whatever information we are bringing out, it is going to be a verifiable information. So why then is this a problem? Because if it is not verifiable, that is when you clamp down on the media, when you gag the media, then it is going to, it is going to be justifiable. They are not clamping down on the media, on pranksters and comedians, so because even the comedians, pranksters, what they present, the actions, everything some of them do shows is actually a true reflection of the status of the country. That is what the that is the characters of the prankster. So now they didn't realize it because they don't understand exactly how a nation is measured for their success and their failure. They don't understand it. Most people who are in the media space creating a content, and not a content that is going to be beneficial to anyone or beneficial to the society or community where they come from. Rather, it is going to be a content that jeopardizes the security situation. It's a content that is trivializing even emergency situation. Yet, you don't understand that these are also exposure to the type of the society, the type of, economic challenges you guys are facing. Because it looks like everyone wants to do whatever it takes to make money in the social media if you were employed, if you were duly employed. I don't think you would actually do whatever it takes to make money in the social media. I believe that if you were employed, you are going to actually do whatever it takes to inform people within the media space. If it makes money for you, fine. If it doesn't make money, you do it for the love of the game, not doing it for the sake of what you are actually profiting from the media space. That's what I'm trying to say. So it is a true reflection of the economic situation of the country. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to be politicizing it or not, you can see to yourself that everything has gone, everything has gone wrong. You can see for yourself. This is no longer, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu coming to tell you it is going to be. Because the people who were wise, they prepared themselves for today. And that today, even in 2015, was it in 2015? Or 2018, around 17, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that Buhari, after Buhari, it is Tinubu, because Tinubu helped him so that he will hand him over. And that is what we have seen today. And we keep on telling you, reminding you all those things that has been said to you. I know that people who are more, intelligent did not actually, fall to this trap of these economic challenges that you are facing in Nigeria. They were prepared because they knew it is going to happen. Not just that they knew, they were informed through this awareness campaign. It is going to happen, and it is happening. Now, who are you going to blame if you find yourself across this crossfire, or if you get caught up in a crossfire? What are you going to tell yourself? You are going to say, had I known, or you even forget that somebody like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu reminded you that Somalia will be better than Nigeria. He did not tell you that Somalia will be better than Nigeria because he want to, make Nigeria to, like he want to physically, jeopardize the future of Nigeria. No, he never told you so. He told you because he follows the algorithm. He follows he follows the characters of the economy, the movement of the economy, the movement of the algorithm, and the characters of the politicians. That's what he followed, and he told you what is going to come. This is just the same way you will find, people in the big world will tell you pandemic is going to come so time. That's how it is. It is wise. It is somebody who he foresaw the future. Now, the ignorant people that we are informed about this future that is already predicted, ignored it. Because no more able way they talk now. No more able they talk. How can we follow the trend set up by the bar that is set up by Omoibo? And those who follow that bar that was set up by Omoibo, some of them, they are not surprised and they are not crying. They were prepared for this time to come. Now this time has come, whereby dollar is devalued. Sorry, naira is devalued. I saw one pastor. I don't want to be harsh on this pastor. One illiterate pastor. When they stand in the pulpit, you think there is something in their brain. Yeah, they just talk. That's why they quote Bible out of context. That's why they quote, the script, the text out of context. One pastor was praying that dollar is the problem in Nigeria. That he said that he prayed for dollar to fall. I pray for dollar to fall. I pray for dollar to fall. The stupid pastor number one is that, sorry for calling you stupid, but I think I don't remember being gentle on people who are stupid and then leading congregation. The reason why I am going to tell you that is that you are praying for the downfall of dollars, but not praying for the solution to your problem, or about the solution to your problem, if you even know the problem we are talking about. A blind that leadeth the blind will lead them into the ditch. All the church that was led into the ditch started praying, dollar fall, dollar fall, dollar fall, dollar fall. Dude, when I look at this video, I say, these people, it is a reflection. It actually portrays the true reflection of what Nigeria becomes. Now, let me explain myself. Dollar is actually the money that you are spending in Nigeria. And if any time dollar you see gain any contraction, believe you me, it is going to affect your own economy, because your economy is dependent on dollar to trade. One thing that people don't understand is that they just speak, when they come online, they speak both to the things they are familiar with, or even pastors. They just tell you anything that comes to their head, because some of these pastors are critical thinkers. No, so critical thinking without facts and figures. Now, you are praying for dollar to fall. You are not praying or talking about the solution to the problem that makes dollars more superior over your own currency. You never spoke about the problem because this problem has become a foundational problem. And the reason why it has become a foundational problem, because it has been there more than 1 century. That is why it became a foundational problem. And this foundational problem is only going to be resolved if we take ourselves to referendum process. If we take ourselves to referendum. If we take ourselves to referendum, not only it is going to reform our status quo, not only it is going to actually change the dynamics in which we are using to govern, not only that it is going to change our financial situation, it is going to break the shackle of that forceful amalgamation which preached only about peace and unity, not economic growth, not economic development, not social cohesion. It only tells you every time we pray about peace and unity. Once we get peace and unity, and we don't chop belly full. Anybody where they pray for peace and unity, na person where don't chop belly full now. If you never chop belly full, how you go to look for peace from somebody? No, you go chop belly full now, you go look for peace. So that we go live in harmony. As all of us are chopping belly full. Now, all we are asking for now is peace and unity and security. Oh, all my life, more than 3 decades in this earth, the only thing I've been hearing is peace and unity. Peace and unity in the country where I found myself, or in the place or geographical expression where I found myself. I am borrowing this word from the President Emeritus in Nigeria, Goodluck Jonathan. He said that Nigeria is defined as a geographical expression. So, it is, you know, as we found ourselves in this place defined as a geographical expression, we began to feel what is called hardship, poverty, lack of infrastructure. Above all, the most essential thing that you don't need to deprive your enemy. Talk more of your people, your friends. Healthcare system. Healthcare system. If you deprive your people security, at least healthcare system is most essential, because if they mother piagi bottle, and the quest of Aboki and Omoyibo or Ndofemano, this riot, where they do, in the quest of fighting peace and unity, and you know find them, you go run to hospital. So whatever it takes, hospital is most essential. So if you cannot give anything to the people, at least give them hospital. Give them adequate hospital. Adequately equipped hospital. We didn't see that. We don't even know what it looks like to go to, you know, government hospital that will see to you holistically. Without you, of course, you will stand in the queue for the whole day in the sun. Sometimes I say you get a card. And from a butter card, it is true that I bought a card in every hospital in the world. But now what a card, Anna. But the only thing is that you go and print your file. Because it is a hospital, you go and print your file. Every day I say you get a butter card. And from a butter card, a hospital does not have medication. From not having medication, they don't have injection to give you. Please run to the quack pharmacy or chemist. There is no pharmacy. We call it chemist. The reason why you call it chemist, I know that chemist is still a grammatical way of, you know, describing such. But the reason why we call it chemist, not pharmacy, is because it's quack. Some things they sell there, they are made in Headbridge, maybe Aba or Onitsha. So, you see all these places, and people are trying to survive, but sometimes they try to survive at the expense of other people's health. So now, you see all these things, we've woke up to see these challenges. and somebody change their prayer point to say dollar die, dollar die, dollar die, dollar die, dollar die, because dollar don't become your problem. Tinubu, who is your president, will not be your problem. Or who devalued the naira, not be your problem. Buhari we emeritus will not be your problem. Now dollar for America, dollar way there on its own for America. Your status quo, find dollar, they go America. Not be you find dollar, go America. If you no find dollar, go America, dollar go control your economy. No. That is the inferiority complex in black people, in black Africans. Because we believe that let us make sure, let's follow the trend of European trends. Let's go and trade with dollar. Dollar don't they deal with you now. And if dollar gain contraction, if anything happens to dollar, it will negatively take an impact in your own economy. Because you are dependent on this same dollar to trend, to trade. You are dependent on the dollar to trade. Now, because the reason why your money can never gain value, no one is looking for your denomination. No one is looking for your money. No one is trading with your money. Your money is every day changing to dollar by your politicians. So you are crying dollar fall, dollar fall. If dollar fall, what do you want to do? Is there any way dollar go fall make it impact naira? No. The more dollar is falling, the more your inflation is going high. The more dollar is falling, the more your economy is actually getting more contraction. That is something these people does not know. They go in the name of Jesus, we are praying. Pray, 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 pray. You cannot pray for one thing you don't know, the solution. Or you cannot pray for a solution that is out there. A solution that you need a technical, physical approach and professional approach in order to tackle, in order to achieve. You are praying for it. That is the problem that we have actually accumulated against ourselves in the name that we are following the European ways of worshiping their own, God or whatever they worship. Whatever we learn, we don't have trust on our own stuff. We follow dollar. Now, dollar is now, once they say that naira is shrinking, naira is devalued, people will say it is because of dollar. No, it is because dollar is going high. Dollar have its own challenges. Dollar owe a lot of money. Dollar, you see, is a fiat money. Just like your money at home. Dollar is not backed up with anything. Your money is not backed up with anything, by anything. So it is fiat money. It is something they print. But now they use it to control your economy because you are trading, dependent on it to trade. Your president, instead of them packing their own, whatever they have gotten for free or for whatever, in naira, they will pack it in dollar. So inflation, all these things, they continue to print more naira in order to change it to dollar. Because that is exactly what I have noticed that is going on in Nigeria. They print naira and change it to dollar, bringing more high inflation into the country's economy. Now, when you look at these things, you look at people who believe that dollar is their problem, not understanding that the problem you have was established 100 and something years ago by Lord Lugard and Flora Shaw. That's why you don't have economic freedom. You gain independence in 1960. Have you ever asked yourself, do we have economic freedom? Do we control our economy? What exactly is it that we are doing? We don't have refinery, but you claim that the oil in Biafra land is Nigeria oil. But Nigeria could not build a refinery. But you get this oil. Dude, can't you see the curse? Can't you see the shame? And when we hear about people, the icons, the people we saw to be icons when we were growing up, well-educated icons that is celebrated, but that is celebrated even by Europeans and some Africans who knows about them. People in the likes of Wole Soyinka, you see the way they have appeared to become, it becomes something that is very, very, you know, in fact, I wouldn't say it is surprising, because what we see in Nigeria, especially those who are affiliated to the, you know, politics, what we see them do is they are 100% or 360 hypocrite. That's what we see from them. Unreliable. They are unreliable and always will be unreliable. If anybody, whether you call yourself, you call yourself, what do they call these people where they show online? You look yourself in the mirror. You come and tell us, Nigeria will be better. You know, they speak like a pastor. They speak like dividing. You are dividing the people. You are dividing the country. I see this boy where PS nose, PS ear. In fact, he remain making PS tongue and eyes. I don't know this guy's name. Where whenever a pastor from I think he's a Igbo pastor from the north who spoke, said something about his prophecy about the vote and why he wanted Obi to be the man that is making decision today. He said that one of this Bini boy from on Facebook picked it up and said the pastor is dividing the nation. You know, when I look at it, you see people where we say, you know, you see people where get, you know, when you look at them, they speak sense, but they don't make sense. Do you know why they speak sense, but they don't make sense? It is only because they speak sense out of context. That's why they speak sense, but they don't make sense. I've been trying to understand the stance of that young man in these political settings in Nigeria. Today he will go and take picture with military, and he will go and stand with military, talk, they become his friend. Tomorrow he will go, you know, all this saga when they do for this social media space, you know, it will never ever help this country where he call his own, that he claim is protected. We went through that before. We have gone through that process. There was a time when I would tell myself I am proud to be a Nigerian. There was a time when I used to tell myself I am a proud Nigerian. I will even be arguing with Britons, and we speak English even better than you. You know, just to promote where I come from. We speak English even better than you, Britain. And you know that kind of vibes, you know, when you never found the problem that you are facing. You never discovered exactly what is your problem. Maybe we defended it, because when we love something, when we believe in something, we defend it with everything we have. That is the reason why I was young and naive. Just like that young man, of course I know that people like him will never wake up from their slumber, because there is a saying that says, a fool at 40 is a fool forever. That is the reason why you will not find people like that waking up from their slumber, because they don't even know their problem. They don't even know where it is coming from. How will they know how to seek for solution to their problem? You say that a pastor who is speaking the truth is dividing the country. So, may we clap for you now. I never hear you say all this while that ever since the North lost the position in the Aso Rock, the way they are talking is dividing the country. No, I never hear you say it. But you remember that the Igbo pastor will speak, say, I told you people to vote for Peter Obi. Is it a crime for a person to say, I told you people to vote for Peter Obi? No, it's not a crime. Even though the pastor himself does not understand the solution to the problem, but he was speaking according to the level of his understanding, And somebody now pick it up and say he's dividing the country because according to him, he believed that the man in the position of leadership is the right man for the leadership. And that is the reason why petrol is where it is today, dollar is where it is today, and the economy is in a limbo because you have a good man that actually pushed himself into the place. You have him. So you believe the way things are high in Nigeria since 2015. Let's say since 2015. The last time we heard about Nigeria being the fastest growing economy was in 2014. Yes, 2014 before everything happened in 2015. Under Goodluck Jonathan, Nigeria was the fastest growing economy. How much was dollar? Dollar was it wasn't more than 300. It wasn't more than 300. So now, how much is dollar? And during the time of the sick leave president, how much did dollar become? Now the person where put them there, sick leave president, where just disappear. The person where put them there, as in the miss for action, the man now don't enter. So if I put you now, you go behave like waiting I go do. So birds of the same feather and they're flocking together. So what do you expect that sick leave president is going to, he couldn't do better? His own friend, his own Aflukeli will now go there and do better. You people are delusional. You people are just fooling yourself and this is prevalent in African society where where a government will be brainwashing them, using something and making them feel like it is going to be okay. Once you solve this problem, that thing is going to be solved. I don't know what is happening in the mind of African people. This same problem is the same problem you face in Cameroon, Ghana, Rwanda, Congo, other countries, Zimbabwe, everywhere, even South Africa, you face those problems. These politicians will find a way to make you believe that all is going to be well. Just vote me in. For those who still practice a good democracy and those who still believe in voting system, not the ones who their vote don't count. Like my vote don't count and it stopped counting. My vote stopped counting when? I can't even remember when my vote stopped counting. We included those whom their votes still count. At least once you convince them they vote, their vote will count, but ours does not count. In a situation whereby, there was a time I was in TikTok section with Nwade Jiro and some politician who, got in there who still believe he has affiliation with Nigeria politics, and I know, immediately when he said something, he made his comments, I discovered that there is something about Nigeria politics here. So when I confronted him, you know what he did? I asked him, I told him, now I see that you have affiliation with Nigeria politics, and then why are you beating around the bush? Why don't you come straight so that we will actually respond to you? Because we are not fighting against what you believe. We are here to educate one another, and let the best argument take the prize. Now, at some point, he got frustrated because he said that, why am I fighting for Biafra? Does it mean... Because I told him, if anyone is defending Nigeria politicians or Nigeria government or Nigeria status quo, that person, it's either they are benefiting one way or the other from this, status quo, from this setup. Or they believe that tomorrow their child will become, or them themselves will have a political opportunity. When I said this to him, he tried to change his topic. I insisted until he got frustrated and asked me, so the way you are fighting for Biafra, that means you are fighting for it to get for something beneficial? I said, of course. because I am fighting for Biafra. Do I need to lie? I am fighting for Biafra so that I will get something beneficial. When we get our independence, of course, we are going to, my vote will count. I will have the right to vote and be voted for. So isn't that the biggest achievement in the world? You have a right to vote and to be voted for. Your vote will count. And if I stand in the ballot, you want to vote for me, your vote will count on my behalf. So exactly, what else am I looking for? The right to vote and to be voted for. Do you think to be a president of a country is not in my nature? It is in my nature. But will you ever have right to vote and to be voted for? No, you can't. Once it is PDP reigning, PDP becomes, you cannot take it from them until they finish. Until Chatham House decide. Until Chatham House decide. Once it's APC, you will never take it from them until Chatham House decide. So, what about, why are we called a sovereign? What is sovereign about us? If we cannot make decision on who is going to govern us, there is nothing sovereign about us. That is the reason why you see all these things, atrocities being committed by the people whom you are actually looking up to be the problem solver or the solution to your problem, or the people you have given the right to solve this problem and help you navigate the economic hardship that we have found ourselves into. No, these are the people who are actually, making these things to be more, they are exacerbating the problem at every given time. And somebody will wake up and start defending them. In this 21st century, they will tell you that somebody who said his opinion is dividing the country. Because it is a nation where there is no truth. Truth does not prevail anymore. It is about to let us lie. Let us make it political. Let me continue to speak this way. Maybe one day they will give me political appointment. I don't even know that one. Whether they will give him political bodyguard. Because on the name I don't know whether they will give him political bodyguard the way in the defend Nigeria. Because he too defend Nigeria. And this guy is from Benin. But if you ask this guy a question now, when last did the Benin man become a president of Nigeria? Please remind me. When last has Benin man been a president of Nigeria? Or Benin people, they don't qualify to be president of Nigeria? No, you will not answer. So all these things we are talking about, it boils down in helping each other. When we actually push back, it looks like we are insultive or we are disrespectful. As in, we are not disrespectful, we are not insultive. We are being realistic. The way it pains our heart when we see you trespassing, when we see you actually doing something that you are not supposed to do. When you are doing things that is going to jeopardize the future of my posterity, I don't actually, it doesn't go well with me because I am decolonized. I don't want to be actually following anything that is actually, that is portioned, or will I say that is, created by the activities of colonialism. I don't want it. I don't ever want to indulge with it. So that is the reason why it is a waste of time for you to go through a decolonization process and still be led by people who are colonized. Not only that they are colonized, these people are gone. They will never return because the colonization made them whom they believe they are, without security. The colonization washed inside the cup for them without washing the back of the cup. They have to fly on a plane, on a medical tour. On a medical tour. Anytime they fall sick, they enter their jet straight up Europe. Have you ever asked yourself, government that does not believe in the medical situation of their country, how do you think they are going to know? In fact, government that cannot provide adequate medical facility that will cater for them, why do you think that there is anything that they will bring into that country where they are actually governing? Let's tell ourselves the truth. Let's stop actually lying to ourselves. Let's not just call it IPOB thing or Biafra thing or freedom fighting thing or referendum thing or revolutionary thing. Let us be realistic to ourselves. If a leader of your country does not believe to use the medical facility because it is under budgeted, how do you think that they will have the political will to fix such challenges? Do you think it will ever happen? It will never ever happen. You will be fooling yourself if you believe. As a person who has a political will say, in fact, think about it. When Mandela died, Nelson Mandela died, where did he die? He died in South Africa. He was sick before he died. He was treated in South Africa, right? He was never flown abroad, right? Because they believe in what they have. They know that they are maintaining it. They know the importance of this healthcare system. Now, the missing in action President Emeritus, all his life, all his time in the office, medical checkup. Every day you will see him on an aeroplane on airfield bye-bye. Mbawo na efuru mbawo na imepele news. If you Tinubu na aeroplane on airfield bye-bye. Buhari mbawo na on aeroplane airfield bye-bye. And you think it is the way it should be. Dude, things has fallen apart. If you are first citizen who has the power to develop the infrastructure in healthcare facilities, in healthcare system, if you are first citizen who has every budget, who has every power, every dollars, every naira to make sure that the healthcare facility is top notch, that it will be able to cater for them to brag that people should even come on medical tour and they will make more money in their country. They are not thinking about these things. The only thing these people are thinking about is let us go and do it. It is about patronizing the people in fact, you are patronizing people who are already full. It's not like you are patronizing people who are hungry looking for patronage. They don't even know you exist. Be you a president. Of course, you contribute to their GDP growth. You contribute to their, infrastructural development. You contribute to their economic, development. You contribute immensely because these people will take the best hospital. These governors, presidents, they know the play. They will take the best hospital because these are colonized mind. They don't know that whether it is the best hospital, as long as it is in abroad, whether it's best hospital, it is the same doctor. It is the same doctor. All of them pass through the same school. It is the same them that will see to you. Maybe all these places you see these people are going. The first people that will attend to them will be student doctors. Student doctors. I'm telling you the honest truth. Student doctors who are doing their internship in the hospital. Because they do it even in the best hospital, in the private hospital. Student doctors. Now, we attend to your president because they will not see your president and change the rules. They will not see your governor and change the rules. These are black people. Except if it is the, if they have, if of course it is our money. It is not their money. They can even take the whole money and go and change the rules. I'm telling you. So that they will be answered, sir, and the ma, in the hospital by a white person, a white nurse and a white doctor. It actually, makes it makes their heart to be joyful. Just to spend this money that doesn't belong to them, like it is their father's. To be called big names by Oyibo man. How do you think that same person who want to brag for Oyibo man captured minds? The same with celebrities. Our celebrities, you find them, they are captured minds. It is about making things shine. It is about making things, but there is all those things they are doing. They are enriching more the people who are manufacturing those material things. Instead of bringing the manufacturing into their country, they have the same mentality. Because once you elect one illiterate who may forge a certificate somewhere, or once you, as long as they find themselves in a political space in that place, once you elect them into the position of first citizen, the first thing they will do is that they will into material things. Material things. Let's show them. We can. They have the same mindset like our celebrities. Like our celebrities. The same mindset. Because once you elect them there, they call themselves, no, we are now celebrities. We're going to do our things differently. The champagne we are going to be drinking is the champagne made with a golden bottle. Because we are now celebrities. One uneducated person, just they found themselves in a political space, just like Buhari, previous Buhari. They found themselves in a political space, then all of them will now become, they will all now become celebrity. Start governing people who are educated, people who are intelligent, people who actually have a solution to the problem. And you will be answering them, sir. How can somebody who know no road lead you? Somebody who does not know how to lead, why do you allow them to lead you? It happens because you have people who cannot actually well articulate, who cannot understand that you have tried this in the last 6 decades. It never worked. It keep on giving us the same result. Why can't we change the modus operandi? Now, they are not thinking about it. Because once you say to them, those who are in the political space, the only solution is to divide, they will tell you, no, divide the core. Divide is not the solution. The solution is peace and unity. Peace and unity that we've been singing in your national anthem. In fact, it is your everyday prayer. When we were small, from Otakara to nursery, from all these things, you go to primary school, Arise or Compatriot, Nigeria School Obey, and then to serve, and then to peace and unity, and all that. Everything, it's all up. We've been praying and singing peace and unity all our lives. Where is the peace? Where is the unity? Where is the peace? And where the hell is the unity? We can't find it anywhere. Things continue to gain, things continue to, exacerbate the ordeal, the division. It continues to actually deteriorate. The situation of peace and unity continue to deteriorate. What do we do as people? We call for a change. I heard people, someone was telling me that military were threatening they will take over Nigeria. And I tell them, if it is a military that is about to take over Nigeria, that means it will be military of Fulani military and Britain. That's what a Yoruba guy was actually. I was discussing with him the other day. He said he saw. I didn't see because I didn't have much. I was so busy that I wasn't even following up with the news in Nigeria. So, but he said that the military was, threatening they will say take overnight. I say it will be British and Fulani military. Of course. What else? Because Fulani believe that it is their own, that country is theirs. They believe it is their country. They have the right to rule over everything there. And they are dancing to the tone of the neo-colonialists. So that's why they are placed there. Why do we say that they are dancing to the tone of the neo-colonialists? It is because the Fulanis, they are not, even the Fulani, ordinary Fulani on the ground, they are not empowered. They are giving gun to go and buy themselves and buy other people. So that's the only thing they're giving gun to. So you can see, if Fulani Nachinama, do you think there is any economic empowerment? People who cannot empower themselves, how will they empower you? Are you okay? At least the power has been with them for 60 years. So why can't they show us how they have empowered themselves, how they have improved? It has been a tribal. So where is all this embezzlement that has been going out of the economy of Nigeria under the regime of Fulani, under the rulership of Fulani? Where has it gone to? Because we can't see them we cannot see it on their people. We cannot see it on them. So tell yourself the truth. Let's be realistic here. Now let's go to the business of the day, because this is actually not the reason why I am actually here. But, once you come online, there is always something that, brings us online. Most of the time, it is to educate our people, to remind our people, to actually, make sure we continue to remind them, plant the seed and water the seed that has been planted in their mind. One day it is going to grow. And of course, there is someone who was saying that when you find when you get to the program where people are being taught something that will be useful to them, you don't find people sharing it. You don't find people liking it. You don't even, find people watching it. Because once they peep, they will tell you it's one story, the same story. They don't, if you ask them what about the story of today, they don't know. But they will tell you it is about the same story. But that is by the way. It is the ignorant that is, the demon, the ignorant demon in them is always scared to hear the truth. But we continue. What brought us here this evening? Before we go there, I salute you, Ejibina. I salute you, Eva Young, Akujobi, and Ebijina, Nathaniel. I greet all of you. Radical Media Warrior. I greet all of you. I greet all of you. You are welcome. You are welcome. So, and those I didn't remember, and I will still remember you. But by the time Victor Ajagu, I will still remember you by the time we're done here. So, the reason why I am here, it is because, if you remember, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's Lego team has been downgraded. His Lego team has been downgraded. Why? That is the question that you are supposed to be asking yourself without sentiment. Because I know that what clouded your judgment and what clouded your mind will be that somebody called Berima in Finland has been shouting, has been saying. That is what will cloud your judgment, because something about our people is that they don't like to reason. They like to follow the trend. That's why pastors and bishops were able to deceive them for all these years. I see, I saw. I know, I see. I pray and I bind. I disconfigure and I configure. That's why you were fooled all these years. Now, immediately when I heard that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's legal team has been downgraded, I began to do my research as usual, of course, as usual. It took me time to have actually find the answers. Remember, there was a son that was supposed to be there. Once they remove Ejiofor and Ozokome, there was a son who wanted to give them a send forth by telling them to give that speech that happened the last time that we saw, which was the end of the case. Now, I want you to understand that the reason why that same son gave up is that there was an agreement from those who brought him. And that agreement was not in line with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's, commitment. It was not in line with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's commitment. That was the reason why, due to frustration and for the son to protect their future benefit in the within Nigeria, political system, he withdrew himself, because there is no way you will become a Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's legal team that you will not start advising Nigeria. There is no way you will become Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's legal team that you will not start noticing the atrocities committed by the Nigeria government. That is something that many people don't understand. So let me just build my preamble with that. Now, when the son went through, it was not what he expected that he's hearing. The son, to protect his, those future hope in Nigeria, he withdrew himself, but there is no hope for anybody in Nigeria. Now, the people who actually pushed him to come forward believe and told him everything is all right. We are, you know why? Let me now tell you. Barrister Ejiofor and Mike Ozokome, son Ozokome, did not actually, get themselves sidelined because they were incompetent. Did not get themselves sidelined because they were biased. They did not get themselves sidelined because they can't do it. But they got themselves sidelined because they have become the bone of the contention, the bone in the neck of Nigeria. That's why, and being the bone in the neck of Nigeria, Nigeria will never, whoever that is in the position of power, will never want to give them any credit of any such. I want you to actually pay attention to what I'm telling you. The reason why there is a downgrade now on the legal team of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The people, once you become a legal team to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not a legal team, not a backdoor legal team, not a hungry man legal team. I am talking about a legal team, such the way we saw San Ozokome. He, of course, you know his status as a legal practitioner in Nigeria. Oboro nyago, yotago. So he went in there. In fact, not only that he went in there, he saw the light. He saw the light. He started advocating. He started exposing. He started reminding you that the 1966 coup d'etat was not planned, it was not Igbo coup. And all these things. He started preaching. He saw the light, definitely. He started actually educating people. He was not agitating for secession. But they have imagined, the people in the position of power have imagined, APC had imagined, this man now, he's no longer Nigerian son. No. This man don't change, you don't become a freedom fighter, because number one is that people does not know that there is freedom of, belief in Nigeria. People undermine people's freedom and infringe other people's, freedom of many things. When he saw the light, he stopped his preaching and his topic. The dynamics changed. Now, not only that, this same man was standing against the existing government to make sure he is dethroned during the time of legal battle on the outcome of election. Now, that is the aftermath of election. He was fighting professionally to make sure he win for his client. I think it was Atiku, right? So count it number two. Number two, the dynamics of their preaching, number one. Number two is the battle that could have seen the existing government, lose the position. But if it is you now, think about it. If it is you, as corrupt as the way the place is, if it is you, those people who did it, I know we can't do them anything. There is no ground I will use to deal with them, but I will make sure that these things that they have worked for and won, they will never take the glory. And not only, I want you to recall, not only that, these people were that, way of, speaking changed, because once you sit down with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, once you begin to sit down with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, your way of thinking will change, because there is a type of approach that he has that is incomparable to, that is, to any. That is that approach. When he sat with you one-on-one, you will understand him more than when he speaks to you on the media space, on radio. When you sit with him one-on-one, you go get sense by force. That is it. So, whenever those who near him, once you are actually coming closer to him, the dynamics of your thinking is bound to change. Now it takes me to the memory lane with the history of Robert Sobukwe in South Africa, where he was placed in a solitary confinement because of his level of thinking and how he was actually, the way he was going, about his own freedom. It is quite actually different from Mandela. It was quite different from Mandela. He is radical, he is articulative, he is intelligent, he is actually, formidable. That's why solitary confinement, to make sure that all these people that was actually taken with him, that he does not impact this knowledge he has on them. They isolated him. From there, the time of release, they did whatever they did. They introduced a law, Robert Sebukwe law. Now, you imagine Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, once you are, no matter whom, no matter what you are, once you sit with him, you will begin to reason. Except if you are benefiting, you have sold your conscience. Of course, it will not stop you from reasoning, because it will be clocking in your brain every day. One-on-one, I'm not saying listen to radio. Now, at the end of the day, that is number one. Number two, court case, election tribunal. Number three, and number one is the way they behave, changed, court case, and the other one, if you understood the time, even Barrister Ejiofor was vocal about on Twitter, on Facebook, on media, about the status of Nigeria politics. And of course, during that time, about the elections in Nigeria. Now, since that time, it has become a problem. It becomes a problem, a serious problem to them. Why will these individuals, why will these people actually take glory of this case that the whole world is interested in the outcome? Instead of these people to take glory of this case where the whole world is interested on the outcome, we rather actually, reverse it. That is as a result of what happened. It is the type of relationship that the legal team share with the Nigeria government. They don't have a good relationship. They will I say ostracize the legal team. Never had a good relationship with the present government because the government can never allow the justice system to be independent. There is always a maneuver. There is always something. It is all about, it is always all about we are in control. But how can you be in control? In control of every area, every department, even though these departments are actually gazetted to be independent. You are in control. And you are enforcing all this illegal enforcement within all these areas and within the sectors. You are enforcing them. Now, the big question is, if you are keeping yourself busy with the justice system, keeping yourself busy with the electoral, independent electoral commission, keeping yourself busy with every sector, how will you run the economy? How will you govern? How will you take care of those who is presumed to be your voters? How do you take care of them? Which people were actually fixing the Naira? What was this company that was doing Naira fixing or dollar fixing to Naira? And they were given a fine. They were not even interested in paying it. Now, that is where they must enforce the law. But they will enforce the law against people who are actually speaking solution to the problem that you and everybody is facing. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So number one, Ejiofor, Ozokome, among others that were working with them, who does not agree with the shortcomings of the government of the day. Therefore, they have vowed that these people will never be in this case and take the glory of this case they have labored for. That is their penance from the government of the day. And now, how were they able to achieve it? Through the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's family members. And now, if you remember, there was a time I asked you, I said, why do you think, oh, Binance, thank you, Adafevo. The Binance is just toiling with Nigeria. A Binance. Our Binance with the Bitcoin wallet. Binance, isn't it Bitcoin wallet? That is Binance. Bitcoin company or bank, Bitcoin bank. It's Binance. It's toiling with Nigeria. Okay. Nigeria gave them $10 billion fine. I believe that they gave Nigeria a it. They don't care. So we are looking for Nigeria even started changing their stories. It was not the way we presented it. We presented it in this way and that way. It does not matter. You can never be taken seriously by multinationals. You will never be taken seriously because you yourself, you don't take yourself seriously. You don't take your people seriously. You can never be taken seriously. After all, these multinationals, they have a secret with all of you. They have secrets with all of you. So regardless of what you people run and present online, it is not going to change the fact that they said they are not going to pay. Even though we know that they are capable of doing this thing that they were accused of. They are capable of doing it. A lot of the financial institutions are doing it, in Africa. That is the new trend. A lot of financial institutions are doing it. Multinational financial institutions are doing it in Africa. Price fixing, rate fixing, which is hurting your economy deeply. How will these people enforce that part of the law? Look at what the dollar is today. $1, $1, coins in the dollar, coins. Is how much? Yeah, is how much? That is it. Because the financial institution, multinational institutions, or will I say, they are controlling because you do not have competent people who will govern, who will mind their business and focus on the area where they're supposed to govern. Not a president will be governor in a state. A president will be minister in a place. A president will be governor in central bank. In fact, I'm not saying they are, but they have their own ceremonial people placed there that is being controlled. A president is controlling the judicial system. One man, how do you think they will win with any of them? Birds, will I say, jack of all trades, master of none. That's what they are playing in Nigeria. So because they have seen that Ejiofor, Ozokome were not in support of this government, that's why this government made sure they will not be in that case. Don't be surprised that this postponement you saw yesterday, last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, is just it's just a kind of a decoy. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that the guy that is given this role now to play as a legal team, don't be surprised that they are going to win. I am very, very optimistic that they are going to, come out with a flying color, because these are the people who dance the dance that the government is playing the drum for them. I am telling you the honest truth. They are dancing a dance that the government is the drummer, that is drumming for the dance. So that's why it is politics. And this type of politics, it is a childish politics. But we are going to continue looking at them to see where it is going to end. Think about it. From SAN now to a lawyer, special counsel. So think about it. Of course, let them come out with flying colors. It is important. But I am reminding you, this is exactly what is going on. It's exactly what is going on. There is a lot of forces, a lot of grievances, will I say grudges, within what is going on. Special Country Council. So there is a lot of things playing out, politics playing out. So let them succeed. I wish them good luck. Those who are dancing the drum beat that is being played by the government, I wish them good luck. But I thought I might tell you or inform you on these findings that I did. That it is not about changing from SAN to special, is it country council, special country council. It is not about it. It is not about my Lord, but he said, it is not about my Lord, your honor. It is not about your honor or my Lord. My Lord, this case does not have a substantial evidence. And this witness or evidence, it does not have, it cannot stand. And it is not about my Lord or in the court. That is not the case. It is about the decisions that are made before the court. Oh, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's health. Yeah. The problem is when a government saw an olive branch, when the people we are actually, seeing as our problem, when they saw an olive branch, and some of this olive branch was given by the people who are called the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's why these things will be prolonged. That's why it is going to be prolonged. So if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu need a glasses, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's health is deteriorating, it is as a result of the decisions made by the family members. And you will bear me witness, even when we were campaigning, some of the family members will come and tell you that it is not so. If family member says so, who are you? Family member who goes there says so, who are you? You cannot stand to be a fool. You cannot defend something that sound, undefendable. You can't. So the situation the conundrum was created by those who believe that it is their own brother. So you cannot blame them. They are doing their thing. They are our family. Blood is thicker than water. So they are following the approach they believe they are following. But the most important thing is that their approach yielding any result? Fighting legal team from the day one that is fighting, doing everything just because you don't want them to take glory. You are fighting them. When they give information, you come and turn it upside down. You are fighting them as a family member. That is it. Fighting them. What type of result do you think it is going to yield? Now you have, in cahoot with the government, remove this legal team who have already finished the case, and now bring people who is their potential is all about taking the victory and the glory. Let them take the glory, it does not matter. Let them release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's what we're asking. But they should not forget that we know the politics that they are playing. We know it. We follow the algorithm. We make inquiries. We dig deep. We get the result and the answer we are looking for. So, what I have to tell our people is that the game is on. The game is on. We are looking forward to see where it is going to actually, finish. But one thing is that we must remain resolute. Because there is one thing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, that once you engage, no going back. We have engaged and we have actually, gotten to the point of no return. That's why we are not going back. Against all odds. Regardless of what their politics, their plans, their whatever they do to clamp down on what we are doing on this position, it is not going to stop us. We are out for this. And we are going to achieve that which we are looking for. Somalia, is it not getting better than Nigeria? Is it not? Did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu cause it? Hey, when he was shouting, people are saying, no, he will cause it with Eastern Security Network. That's why he created Eastern Security Network. He wants to make us like Somalia. Because people does not have sense of reasoning. People cannot reason properly as a true Homo sapien. People cannot reason. That's why when he said it, he think it's about violence. No. How much is dollar? Is Naira not devalued? What is the state of economy of Nigeria? Is everybody not running helter-skelter? Are you not feeding from hand to mouth? So what exactly is the state of Nigeria now? Is it not happening in the north? So that is how it is going to continue. If you believe that one Nigeria will eventually give you God from the sky, and they will become a president of one Nigeria and things will be okay, you are fooling yourself. Check every African countries, whether they are newly in democracy or not. Each time there is an election, the same time that their money will gain contraction. The value of their money will gain contraction. Each time there is a new president elected in every part of African countries, each time there is a new president, the economy will drop. The dollar will drop. Their currency will drop drastically. And it is not dropping, and they will say maybe in the second and third quarter of the financial year, it is going to gain traction. No, it does not gain traction. Once it contracts, it will never go up again. That's exactly what it's been. So that's why you continue to look for a solution. Where there is no solution, every time it is there, let's vote for this person. Let's vote for that person. It is not about let's vote for who and who. the status quo that was actually enacted by the people who gave you, who told you that they gave you life to live, civilization and all that, will never work in your favor. When you say that Mr. A president is not doing it well, you put Mr. B there, believe you me, it will continue to get worse. The reason why the Nigeria one is so fast in getting to the time of a time bomb, it is because people even force themselves into the position of leadership. So it is actually now destructing the equilibrium of the status quo. Now, the people who actually are controlling the system, whether you are a president, as long as the economy of the country is not in the hands of the country, as long as the multinationals are the richest companies in the economy, as long as the financial system is controlled by international bodies, as long as you are not managing those datas, dude, you are just a president who prints money and change it into dollar and loot them. That's what you are. You are a governor that prints money and change it into dollar and loot them and buys housing abroad. That's the type of leader we are creating in Africa. When we were growing up, we know about Nigeria Airways. At some point, it became Arik. Arik to get up. Then we know that there is turbulence, but in Karik na Kanjo. So at the end of the day, Arik, where is it today? In fact, Arik doesn't exist anymore. Even if they liquidated it and changed it, it doesn't matter. So you will find all the where is Nitel? Is Nitel still in existence in Nigeria? Where is these SOEs? State-owned enterprises. Where are they? You don't find them anymore. All these things now are being MTN is in the hand of multinational. MTN actually is a multinational. It is not owned. It is not a local company. Now, and it is the leading telecommunication network in Nigeria. At least that one is still within Africa. It is an Africa business. Now, when you talk about other companies, all these multinational Chevron or Shell or Chevron or whatever, mining industry, you know how much tons of gold that Nigeria is producing annually. You know. Now, where are the money going? Who are the people controlling it? They are not Nigerians. Nigeria cannot even give account of such money. So tell me, do you think it is a turn of Onyibo, or turn of my turn, Emiloko, or turn of Oyefulani, Alomajiri, that is going to change the economy of the situation of the country? It will not. The day you put someone that we do not approve, we will change the economic situation of the country. We will make sure Naira is devalued. Order from the above. You're dependent on dollar to trade. That's it. If America sanction you with their dollar, what are you going to do? Doomed. You are doomed. You are doomed. So, are you not at the mercy of America and their dollar? You are at the mercy of America and their dollar. So, anybody who will go there again, even after Emiloko, even if it is Onyibo, even if it is God himself, they will fail. You know why? Because the structure, the status quo, is not in line with the kind of, challenges that you are facing in that place where you found yourself in such geographical expression. Where is managed financial institutions, you don't even know their activities. Who is watching them? Who is doing lifestyle audits on this management of managers and all these people working as a management in the financial institution? Who is watching them? Who does, lifestyle audit on your government employees? Who does that? Nobody. Do they even know what is lifestyle audit? That's why you will see a road safety general. Tomorrow you will find him driving a good Mercedes. You will not even know where he get it from. No one does a lifestyle audit. No, in fact, everybody does as a police. They will say that God, and my pastor prophesy and it happened. Nigeria go buy them now. Not be pastor country. They will buy it. So when you look at all these things, you find out that we are going nowhere. That is the reason why I am proud to say that I am fighting for a nation where I will have a right to vote and be voted for. That is the reason why. Because there will be no one who will be there is no multinational company who will determine what the economy will look like. There will be no Moody, or there will be no rating agencies who will rate you in a junk status, because you will not even give them a room for them to come and rate you in junk status. That is it. You will actually make decision by yourself that will catapult the economic situation of the country to the highest level, because this is your country. You are the president, you are the first citizen, so let's make it great. You can never find a way to make it great under Nigeria, because Nigeria cannot be great. It is an economic business hub. It's a company of somebody in Europe, and this person is managing it. When you place somebody they don't like as a general manager, your president, they will begin to sabotage the economy of the country, because they own the multinational companies. They have bought all SOEs. There is no state-owned companies are maybe boss. You have a BRT boss. That is the type of state-owned, business you will find in Nigeria. It does not create a lot of employment. So it is not in the hands of Nigerians. So the people who manage the economy, who is in the financial system of the economy, they are the people who created the country. And there is no way you will remove them from there. If you remove them from there, that day you will no longer have a currency. Believe you me. Because if you understand the dynamic in which these people are using to actually, fool all the African leaders, it's by inviting them. Summit in China, summit in America, summit in Europe, summit in this one. They will now continue to give them advice that will help their multinationals. They will not work, because they are dependent on the way Europeans are running their things. Sometimes they will tell you, dollar is the economy of USA is actually getting a lot of contraction, and the inflation is actually going high. We have to adjust the interest rate. We need to imply monetary policy, and then monetary policy in order to curb the inflation, and then all of you will follow suit. Maybe they are doing it because they want to impoverish your people the more. Because when you do it, remember that you in your country, if you follow suit, you know what happens? The rich will get richer. Because once you increase the repo rate, interest rate, what happens in the economy is that the rich will no longer be spending money. The rich will begin to invest. So, they will begin to plant a seed. Because now the repo rate, the people who benefit from those are the people who are investing. The rich will start saving their money so that they will get more. They will get more. So you are doing it for the rich, not really for the poor. You will think you are fighting the inflation that is going to affect the poor, but you are killing the poor before you actually begin to save them. That is the reason why they are called the leaders of the world. The God of the world is the United States. Believe it or not, like it or not like it. Whether you like them or not, it does not change the fact that they are the God of the world. Whatever they don't know about does not trend. That is it. So, how do you think that these people are going to now let you win? Because if you build a good hospital, you will not be bringing that money to come and go to hospital. You will not be bringing presidential money into their country to go hospital. If you, in fact, whatever you are doing, it is going to end up coming back to them. So they will make sure they don't advise you on what to do that is going to be beneficial to the people. They will tell you, no, take out the, what do you call it, this subsidy. Take it out. And maybe promise them you are getting 850 million to share to them. Stimulus pack, do they call it stimulus package? Or to curb poverty. Promise them you are getting it. IMF will give you. Whatever you want to do with it is not our business. Okay, you take that one. You are indebted. Over-indebted. Plus the one taken by the previous administration. Now, when you give them stimulus package, let the country calm down first. Just promise them that one, they will calm down first. Once they calm down, they will, within 2 months, they will forget the fuel subsidy. And they will not question where it is going. Now, you need to use it and invest in this place. That investment you are going to invest in that place, who is going to be the beneficiary? The multinational. They will make you create an enabling environment for these multinationals and attracting foreign investors. Maybe the foreign investors you are attracting is coming to buy BRT. It's not even, maybe they are coming to buy, state-owned business that is need rescue. They are coming to rescue state-owned business. They take it over. That is part of foreign investors. They are coming to take NEPA. They take NEPA, they give it to Power Holding. So Power Holding, is it Nigeria owned? National, NEPA is a national power, electrical, whatever. So now Power Holding, who is holding it now? It means it was privatized. Power Holding was liquidated, NEPA was liquidated and privatized. So that is exactly what you see, the type of people that will be coming, taking over all this important part of your economy, so that whoever that they say that they want them to be in the position of power, they will sponsor them. If you issue they will melt down the economy. So how do you curb this problem, this conundrum? How do you navigate? Now, it is simple. Go back to the drawing board through referendum. Let us, determine how we are going to live from now henceforth, so that people will make decisions from the scratch that will enable them to thrive economically and grow as a people and have their dignity back. It is very simple. So if you believe that there is a skyrocket scientist or rocket scientist that will come out and say Big Bang theory, second one in Nigeria, and they become a president and they change everything, it will never happen. Go and rest. The same way that is the, what do you call it? That is the formation they are using in every part of Africa. It is one formation they are using in every part of Africa. One formation. Economy through multinationals. Banking system. Financial institution. Nigeria is claiming they want to bring into banking system. Soon they will be talking about digitization. Now, you will find out all these things are going to help and grow the multinational, the international companies. It will never have positive impact in any of Nigeria assets or economy or to the people on the ground. All these things you are seeing will continue to haunt us. We don't understand, because once they speak that big grammar and people will not understand now, They will not understand what is going on within the economic space. Now, you will find these people, the same decision, they will make it, and they will tell them, no, you know, you should also follow the behavior of the people. Because what they plan, what they target a lot is the behavior of the people. Okay, the people are now noticing here. How do we now channel their attention? How do we now change their energy so that their mind will go out from here? They will bring out something stupid. It's begin to trend. By then you forget. Once you forget, by the time you realize, 5 years don't go. You realize that they don't fool you for 5 years. You start afresh. Another 5 years don't come now. 10 years, 1 decade don't pass. That is the same chart they are using in every African country. They will use one thing or the other to lie to you. You will be believing in it. Oh, this is our problem. Oh, that is our problem. It is not your problem. Your problem is that there is actually a diagram where which they have actually, protracted, or will I say, they have projected everything that is going to happen to you in the next 100 years. Each after 1 century, they will actually, revisit it. We are going to run it this way. We will make sure they don't have refinery. And there is nothing you will do to have refinery. Even if you have it, it will never be beneficial to you. Of course, the government cannot have it. Even if individuals build it, the price they will be charging them will be better for them to import petrol. Have you seen the curse? So it is, what do you call it? It is double-edged sword. It hurts from both sides. What do you need to do? You go to the middle. You build a resistance. You go to the drawing board and you say, the system, the status quo, we nullify it. Let the people decide what they want to do. Let the technocrats decide what do they want for themselves. It is not about, remember that the real freedom is what we are fighting right now. People believe that they got independent in 1960, but believe me, there was nothing like 1960 independent. There was nothing like that. The real freedom of everybody is what we are actually fighting now. We are fighting the real freedom. If we achieve this freedom that we are fighting, believe you me, you know what will happen? What will happen is that, of course, it is going to, that's why we say, it is going to actually open the eyes of every black man in the world. That's what we are doing. That's why we don't, you see, they don't pay attention to Biafra agitation the way they pay attention to agitation of others. Do you know why? They know that Biafra agitation, the way that we are fighting our problem, the way we are actually going about it, it is going to open the eyes of every black man, eyes of Africans. We know that many people speak about, but speaking about it and not doing something, and not in a position to do something, it is like a water pouring in the rock. Because the people who are in a position to do something are the people in the political space. But they cannot do something because the system, the status quo, will never enable them to do something. And their slogan will always be, if you cannot beat them, you join them. So, every one of them, wherever, even if you have a political will to actually navigate these challenges of these external powers, external interest, you know what is going to be? You will never win if you cannot beat them. Then you have to join them. That's why those who are having political will to do it will eventually succumb. You see, good luck, Jonathan. Did you see how he succumbed? He thought he was going to come back, but they push him. I say, hey, in fact, don't pull it on and he's a boss. Oh, if a good luck, man. Good luck will wear this iron pot for head run. Lose the incumbent power for the first time in Nigeria without a coup d'etat. Incumbent president to lose the position. First time under democracy in Nigeria. If it has happened, please tell me. Without a coup d'etat, maybe my memory does not serve me well. Think about it. So, for you to understand that each time you try to do something differently, of course, good luck, Jonathan is an educated man. You know, when I say this, it will look like I have interest or I have a special, love on good luck. I believe that good luck, Jonathan, is the first educated president you have produced in Nigeria. Other people is educated in paper. In fact, is it in paper? Will I say in paper or not in paper? Educated in with what they told us. No be so. Educated in what they told us. But this one is tested and trusted. He is not just educated. His leadership started from the scratch. From education to the leadership of a country. Why can't he make a difference? If he couldn't make a difference, now your papa will not go school, will go come there and make difference. Or now your uncle will not be technocrat, will come there and make a difference. Whether you be technocrat, you know if you make difference because you will be technocrat on one thing, you will not be versatile with the challenges of the country. Because the reason why he was able to make a little difference, it was because he was educated, and it was because he understood. He read what is written, gazetted. He understand how leadership is supposed to be. He is an educated man. So that's why he was able to make a difference. But because you hate him, remember that he was making a difference and you hated him. People protested against him, the status quo. Don't blame the people who protested against him. It was the status quo. They pushed them to do so. Maybe one person will come out from somewhere. Of course, they will cause it. Chibok girls. Chibok girls. A mystery of Chibok girls. That mystery, we didn't know how it got solved today. The mystery of Chibok girls. There was supposed to be a book written by Goodluck Jonathan. The mystery of Chibok girls that got the incumbent president lost for the first time without a coup d'etat. So you should actually understand and record all these things in order to know how to navigate the future. That the future can never be bright as long as we are still talking about peace and unity, because the slogan of peace and unity will keep you busy while the people who created that slogan, who created that situation, and they are nourishing it, claiming that once you are able to get peace and unity, that China is great because they are 1.4 billion, that India is great because they are in billions. They are great. Do you know why? Because they actually, God bless them with leaders who went through a decolonization, and they began to tackle the problem from the ground zero to the top. How were they able to do it? Through innovation and boycott. How were they able to boycott? By making a law, policy, principalities and power, creating their own principalities and power to nullify the existential principalities and power, replacing it with their own law, initiatives, and now begin to innovate things to replace it. Now, How do we navigate our own? It is through boycott. What is boycott? And what are we boycotting? The colonial setup. We boycott the colonial setup. India and Pakistan were one at some point. They decided to say no. We boycott the colonial setup. Pakistan go their way, Indian go their way. Have you now seen? Is India not doing great today? Now, you see, if we are able to boycott the bridge, or will I say the foundation, reject it and begin to establish our own foundation in our own terms, understanding the new world order, understanding how we are going to work with time, understanding how compatible are we with each other, understanding this peace and unity, how has it helped us, understanding that there can never be peace, because you see, every day you hear about the bad news. If not that this ethnic group is hating on the other ethnic group, it is the other ethnic group, ethnic disparity, which cause a lack of social cohesion. You will never see, economic opportunities being disseminated equally. It is about favoritism. It is about favoritism, because the reason why I always use the term favoritism is because it is not favorism. You favor people, both including people, that is on the other side, but favoritism, these are my favorite. It's about, no, this man is my favorite. Let me just pick this man. He will do the job well for me. So that's why. How do you think you are favoring a person? You are taking a favorite from a person who does not have even a glimpse of what they are going to do. They don't know what they are supposed to do as a minister of this. They don't know what they are supposed to do as a minister of infrastructural development. And they don't know what they're going to do as a health minister. Because do you have that? I see Minister of Abuja, Minister of Enugu, Minister of this. I have not seen the health minister, because the health minister, in fact, if there is one, you will find out that they are the worst of them all. Have been the worst of them all, ever since the inception of amalgamation in Nigeria. Minister of Energy, Minister of Hospital, Health, and the Minister of, if there is one, of road infrastructure. These three people, I don't know if the president, they put them inside their pockets. I don't know. Because he never existed. They have never done anything productive. We will win if if we stop fooling ourselves. We have fooled ourselves enough. Let us be realistic, that we may win for the sake of our posterity. When we talk about our posterity, we are getting old. Each and every day that goes by, you are getting closer to your grave. You are getting closer to your grave. It is in Nigeria, people does not want to talk about death because they live as if they are not going to die. But this is the reality of life. The more you are living, the more you think about what happens when you are no longer around. What about the people you are going to leave behind? Because they are going to continue where you stopped. That's why you will see your children. A child that is growing up, you will see your character in them. The character that you did when you were at their age, or even after their age, they will begin to do it in front of you. They are continuity of you. So what are you going to do for yourself, for your future self? Because most of the time, when we talk about posterity, when we talk about our children, there are people who are selfish, who will say they don't care. I think my phone is going to go off. But above all, it is important that our people know that there is no going back. It is time for boycott and innovation. If we have time tomorrow, we are going to delve into the world politics and how it is affecting our people. That is what if we have time tomorrow, the same time we begin today, we are going to delve into it. Because I think the most important thing that our people need to understand is the world politics and the way the economy in the world is actually moving and how it is impacting our daily lives. It is. Economy is your president. You see, economy. Economy na your president, no be mate with you. If anybody that is leading you does not understand the importance of economic development, but they understand the importance of flying themselves abroad for medical tour, they understand changing the money they have printed into dollar, excuse me, they are not going to take you anywhere. And you will never find such person in this present day Nigeria, because the Chatham House will never allow that person to be in the position of the office. Even if eventually, because of circumstances, Chatham House decide to allow the person to thrive and receive the position, they will sabotage them, because the economy of the country is in the palm of their hands. So that's why I call it double-edged sword. It will never hold. It will never work. Let's be realistic. It will never work. So we are going to, continue tomorrow. If God may have it, we will continue where we have stopped so far. There is no going back. And Chinenye Edwin, I greet you. William, I greet you, Mazi. Woye, Chinedum, say release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for us, please, or for. So, of course, and Oji Yamata when Yaki and Makagelo Bilo and Olobego Filo. Fana Josus of Agesi Bosso. I have a Kafaji way change the legal team. So, I am optimistic. I have never been skeptical about it. It's just that the more we are, the more it is they are playing their politics. We will bring it to you. Chidi Michael Ndewo Wachineka. And Destiny Reyes Dawn. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us for this segment. We are going to continue next time. Share the video. Don't forget to click the like button. Until we meet again. Stay informed. Bye for now.